The future of this world is African. Allow me to say this once again a little louder for those of you in the back. The future is African.
7MTV New Vision.
And dry a man penny John Dramani Mahama name penny for the Donna Echo Pimu ewa New York abroach me nina efa United Nations General Assembly Jumidi of course so and not just a 80th anniversary of the United Nations General Assembly na amana mando Donna penny for and Echo Pimu ewa Jumidi no ase womunya hwakwenya ekasa man penny John Dramani Mahama kasa Jumidi no ase na nense mahodro kan no eti ye man Ghana and African yina enim ninsem yi bi okan no amadodro na eni agye ho a enam so ama ene Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa ekyerese mampini we hu se oyo no kwafo paisan so obekaya abrana NPP amanyoko no ewa abem ena yade kodie wo COVID-19 no ebeso yenso na bibia na kane mampini na nadodan kwakufu ado ebekasa no na okyerese yade ebaye ama economy ho sensem no aba fom ye pa eye agency ho na so nadodo na ekyerese ode politics na emom ompese obedi ne dwumedie eye ama economy no akoso na ene ya mampini John Dramani Mahama asa aboso no Echrese kane mampeni na adodan kwakufu ado na nokre ena na oka ede achre Ghana mai.
Acts of aggression have been committed against the sovereignty of others, and nations are attempting to circumvent the very safeguards that were put in place to prevent large-scale global conflict. These conditions are all too similar to the ones that led to the League of Nations' failure in fulfilling its mandate. The denial of visas to President Abbas President, and should be deeply worrying to all member nations of the United Nations. Ghana recognized the state of Palestine in 1988 and supported a two-state solution to the conflict since then. And I say, contrary to the claims of some, a two-state solution would not be a reward for Hamas. It would rather be a reprieve for the hundreds of thousands of innocent women and children and people who are facing collective punishment and forced starvation for no reason other than the fact that they are Palestinian. For nearly 2 years and for the fear of reprisals, we here in this General Assembly have been playing hide and seek with language to find the right words to help us avoid or excuse what we all know is taking place in Gaza. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter what you call it. If it looks like a duck, it swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, well, then it must be a duck. The crimes in Gaza must stop.
It's you.
Na me say edi kan no Nyankopon onhyira Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama. Non to no kwanem. Esan se waka no kore. Ani de odi no kore a e wo se esira nyame nhyira ma. So obekaya a Ghana fo nyina bekaya ye koto aba no. MPP abanka say ahokyere aba no ne dodo na free COVID-19 senior ha Ghana economy. Any Russia and Ukraine for ntokwa senior ha Ghana economy. Aba try no. Yewura Mahama any NDC for 24 say Ghana fo nkuru ye. Na dia yeta ne nya no kore. Na ya ne hu ye niama soa any esi ekishiri nyeke. Ye kan nkwala yu be call Twitter ni Facebook no mu di watem. You about me no mu di na tem say na you no mo na mo atoto mo ne maye. Omo friend dey be come so ye baulaya na de o kan nye no kre. And there was a first question I nyina you be say wo say tie me de ba na say na you Mahama na NBC. Omo de san sem no kata nkofo ani e di nya atumi wiye no. Or Diatum Ewo United Nations platform say COVID-19 no etiyewu. Ya de ba kwa wo say ye nyinara isi abotre ne adwen ho kaka. O say Yewura Mahama odi kan catch rain so no Ghana for the onim yen. They want to free you will be fit ya. Enunti na nsem ni bi wo a o ka onim be bia no kwa ne pada. Bo onim say Ghana for wa free your can try the tonkofo trim. And no year to be and no United Nations say COVID na setting by 20 years. Medana said, Lady Watano Craig.
Ye Jina United Nations General Assembly Jumedi ya so yempeni fa hodo yi wo mo efi marshal bi defie se wo mo kota ye mampeni ene oman Ghana echi e wo Jumedi no ase no na boso mefre ho marshal bi dwani oka ho bi MP ekire se ene Jumedi no mentumi anko pie ase ne nyina efi Foreign Affairs Minister Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa na chese abra okopie mu e wo airport obi a wafa no ho yi ama ne driver akosi no o tu kwan odru plane ni ma yesi abrante etwa odin efri wo ma wo mo ebefu plane ntebe ya sanwichi ne kofi obisebise ma na chese Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa ene de order ama wo mo se wo mo entwa ne din ni nyina ene se osusu se plane no ayemma enyade a mahwebedwani obekom eno ehun semsem ena aba abeto aponso no nde osusu se ne hu ensem bi obekan ye emre bia yesi Foreign Affairs Minister akopiem Cote d'Ivoire Ghana fo wo ho okoma wo muske bi yeso abeka ho expose eno na osusu se ne expose a ode bae no na Foreign Affairs Minister ejina so e de twa ne din e de efri mpanyifo a wo mo eko UNGA Jumedi no
Anna, you were supposed to have been at the Younger 80 United Nations General Assembly event that's currently happening. I think it even ends today also. So we're hearing things. What exactly happened?
Okay, so I am new in Parliament. So I came to hear that there is a convention that, at least if for nothing at all, the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee and the ranking of the Foreign Affairs Committee are supposed or always attends UNGA. The reason behind is to give the delegation a certain nationalistic look. So the ranking represents the minority and the chairman represents the majority in Parliament. So indeed, this time too, the invitation was extended to the ranking. And I think the ranking, as you know, Honorable Abu Jinapo, I mean, is a bit occupied with a few things. So I was delegated by the caucus to represent or step in for the minority. So they called me, took my passport biodata, took everything. That is the clerk to our committee. So on the 18th, my ticket was sent to me, and I was called that my DSA or per diem is also ready, so I should pick it. Then I informed the clerk that, oh, I am a bit busy, so I'll pick the DSA when we get to the airport. So we are.
You pick what?
The per diem.
Oh, the per diem, okay.
Sorry, forgive me. I'm using DSA because when I mean in the African Union we call it DSA.
Okay.
So forgive me, per diem. Right. I'll pick the per diem at the airport. So in fact, I dressed, packed my things, left the house early in the morning around 5, got to the airport. So it was myself, Honorable Okudzeto, and the clerk. So the clerk was in front, I was in the middle, Okudzeto was behind us. And airport, they knew we were all MPs, so they were giving all of us some preferential treatment. So they sent us to a very separate counter to be taken care of. So the clerk, the lady, checked in. And when we are traveling, we go together. We do everything together. We don't leave each other. So the lady checked in, and then she was waiting for me to check in, for the rest of us to check in. So they were trying mine. It was delaying. They were trying mine. It was delaying. Then she asked me, do I have another passport? So I have 2 of them. This is the diplomatic. This is the normal one. And I have the visa in my ordinary passport. They took that one too. They checked. Then the lady said, oh, Honorable, your ticket has been withdrawn as at yesterday night. How? So the clerk was worried, the chairman was worried. They started placing calls. They called the ministry, they called, I don't know who they were calling and all that. Finally, the clerk sent a message, forwarded the message that had been sent to her from the PA of the minister, Nana, to me, and copied chairman. And the message was that the minister has directed that only the 2 of them should be taken care of, not me. So I thanked them and then handed over.
11th hour.
At the counter. with my bag. My driver has already gone because I've moved in. So I just returned the DSA, the per diem, thanked them, and went back home. So, but you see, I don't know why, but on the 18th when the ticket was bought, I was in Cote d'Ivoire, following up per minorities instruction on the Binyeri issue. So we finished, in fact, we went to Cote d'Ivoire 4 days ahead. So we finished everything, and then I put out my report, I think on the 19th. So the following week, that was what happened. So, I don't know whether it has something to do with the Binyeri issue or subsequent. I've been reading some things, but, well, if you ask me, this is what happened. This is what transpired.
I see. So, it must have been on Tuesday, I believe, and if I'm wrong, please remind me. I think it must have been on Tuesday or so. The deputy chair for your committee, okay, which is Foreign Affairs and Integration, Dapla, the MP for Jirapa. So the matter came up, and I think it was him and the Botiano English man from MP. That's Sylvester Tete. And so Sylvester raised it, and Dapla's explanation at the time was that the Foreign Affairs Ministries, the Foreign Affairs Ministry does not have. It's not, so basically it's some sort of a privilege, right? It's not a must for the executive to fund your trip. And so if it's a privilege and it's not happened, it's not a big deal.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
I am from Asiwa village. I don't have a problem. I am not asking for privileges. I am not asking for special treatment. Nothing.
Okay.
My point is that if you won't travel with me, let me sit in my village.
Right.
We were 3. You see, the same courtesies was accorded to the chairman.
Ebusama minka osa 7MTV network eso enitib dimedina mguswa ede esumo na asemi insentreni Paul Adom Ochi odinanu atmo kire se enimenimu yankebe ya honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa fa chopa esumo pa enko to bosume frɛ ho ma hyebedwani enimi sanse wanye ne ye kra last hour pa de yenye ni pasa se waboa no ho ewie okofu plane one ne mfefo ene ekokɔ ya ose nko a etwa odim se yentumi emma wo enko bianka momma na asutiri krantem na onhu nyobeye no ho na saade eye enimkwase kra dodunti anka be ya honorable enfecho pa enkoto busumefre ho emrahye bideni no eni.
Vindication is always in the womb of time. I'm hoping that Ablakwa will see this and apologize to this man quietly and say that it will never happen again. He doesn't need to apologize to all of us. No, he just needs to apologize to his colleague in parliament. After all, you're a colleague member of parliament. He won Bosume Freho. You won your seats too. You are the same. So because you're a foreign minister, you embarrass him that he walks to airport, gets to airport as honorable member. He probably has his policeman following him. Hey, honorable, honorable. They say, oh, honorable, sorry. The minister says you can't go. Minister says I can't go. Why? Because he says that the ministry cannot pay for it. Oh, but they've already paid for it. I have my per diem. Oh, no. He says that you can't come. This is very sad and very embarrassing.
In Pempemo de Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa honorable ye and yehwe nim se obeba abe no ho ano se ne wo mo ekekafa no ho no no kre anase ntwato so ne nyina 7MTV na ekobe nyina de beba abesomo tip dumedi eso.
In this era of global uncertainty, Africa must exercise sovereignty over its natural resources to raise the necessary funds to ensure the well-being of its citizens. The days of parceling out vast concession areas to foreign interests for exploitation must come to an end. We'll continue to welcome foreign investment, but we must negotiate better for a bigger share of the natural resources that belong to us. And we must insist on value addition to these resources. We're tired of the continued image of poverty-stricken, disease-ridden rural communities living at the periphery of huge foreign-controlled natural resource concession areas. We're tired of having people extract the most they can from us and in return offer us the very least by way of respect, consideration, and dignity. We're tired of not being represented in ways that reveal the richness and complexity of our history or acknowledge all that we have overcome to arrive here in this liminal space of untold possibilities.
7 MTV New Vision. Vision.